Do I have a song for you? Welcome back to the Add to My Playlist podcast. So glad you came back for another episode. Each episode is going to feature songs you should consider adding to your Spotify playlist. What I love about this podcast on Spotify exclusively is that we can actually insert songs from the artists we discuss, and you have the option right there during the podcast to add these to your Spotify playlist. It's a great way to introduce people to new songs and potentially new artists that you might not have ever come across, or maybe missed the song or two from their library of tunes here on Spotify. This happened to me just recently at work, and talking to somebody that I work with, and they came up to me with their phone in their hand, playing a song that they heard on Spotify, and they wanted to share it with me, and vice versa. Standing there together in the hallway, I was able to show a song that I was really into at the moment, and together we swapped songs right there in person. So there's an artist I want to share with you, and he's from Ontario, Canada. His name is Andrew Hyatt. He's from Sudbury, which is Northern Ontario for everyone listening, and he has a great story. Hailing from Sudbury, Ontario, Andrew Hyatt spent years working as an iron worker at a nickel mine in Sudbury, Ontario, before deciding to pursue his passion, his true passion, in music, and his journey has been nothing short of amazing so far. Hyatt released his debut album, Iron and Ashes, back in May of 2017, and it quickly soared into the top 10 of country radio with one of his hit singles, On Me. He's thoughtful, contemplative, and his lyrics are peppered with country rock riffs and smoky vocals. Love his music. I love the guitar work. I love the band interaction with Andrew. And his videos are awesome. You can check them all out on YouTube. Really great artist. Hyatt released his second back-to-back hit with Do It With You, written by country superstars Thomas Rhett Atkins and Jimmy Robbins. He toured with Dallas Smith on the Side Effects tour, and lots of great things coming up in the future. On May 11th, Andrew Hyatt released his latest single called Habit. Great song. I love this song. This is one of the songs of Andrew's that are in my Spotify playlist. I wanted to share that with you right now. This is Andrew Hyatt, Habit. Please consider adding this to your Spotify playlist. Hi everyone, this is Dave from the podcast. Just jumping on quick to tell you about TrueMediaSolutions.ca. What is TrueMediaSolutions.ca, you're asking? Well, TrueMediaSolutions.ca is the umbrella that is over all the different podcasts that we do here for you. We have several different podcasts, so if you go to TrueMediaSolutions.ca, take a look and you'll find all of the different podcasts that my wife Jennifer or myself do, either separately or together. Check us out. Find out more about the podcast that we're doing by going to TrueMediaSolutions.ca. We'll meet you over there. See you soon. So that was Andrew Hyatt's Habit, a great song. I love the lyrics. I love musically how the song is put together. Next song that I wanted to add or suggest for you to add to your playlist, Andrew Hyatt, I Needed That. This is one of the first songs that I've heard from Andrew, and this is one that kind of got me in the door and got me listening to his full list of songs here on Spotify. Now, I Needed That came out at a time when I was carpooling and commuting to far from my home every day for work, spending hours and hours in the car. And, you know, you get used to kind of being away from home and driving away. And I love the lyrics in this song when it talks about how rushed we are in the morning, getting ourselves together, getting out the door so we can be there on time, and looking down at your phone and seeing a message from your loved ones, just reaching out and saying that they love you and they care for you. That's what the song's about, and that really hit a nerve with me, and really, I really related to it and resonated with me as I was commuting. So this song came out at perfect timing. I love listening to this again, even though I'm not commuting anymore. I have something more local, which is great. But I do still love this song, and it brings back instant memories. That's what I love about music. It connects with you at a point in time, and that point in time comes back every time you hear the song. So this is Andrew Hyatt, I Needed That. Hey, thanks for dropping by the Add to My Playlist podcast. This is the external version of our podcast for non-Spotify listeners. But if you go to Spotify and sign up, you can actually hear the song played here in the podcast without leaving. It's great. Otherwise, you can check us out on YouTube. We'll have links to the songs that we're speaking about within the podcast that you can click on and hear the songs there on YouTube. But thank you so much for listening to the Add to My Playlist podcast. Jump over to Spotify and check us out over there and see what you think. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. So that was Andrew Hyatt's I Needed That. Great song. Again, it came out at the perfect time for me and my family and what was going on. Personally, as I was commuting back and forth to work, great song, and I love those lyrics. Again, you need to listen to that song again. One thing I'd also suggest for you to take a look at and listen to, search up Andrew Hyatt and his acoustic performances of his own songs. He reworks them in a great way, stripped down band, and really interesting music. One little side note too for you, Andrew's guitar player, Dave, is actually lives up in Sudbury as well. Dave is the musical teacher that has taught my two nieces and my nephew how to play music, and he is a great musician. We're going to talk about his own side project that he has with his wife as well. That'll be coming up in a further episode of the Add to My Playlist podcast. Dave is a great musician. He's a great mentor, and love the connection through our family to Dave and to Andrew Hyatt and his band. So Andrew Hyatt, great artist. Continue to listen to his music and follow his upcoming new releases. And you can always check out andrewhyattmusic.com. And there's links there to all of his social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and his YouTube. Check out his videos on YouTube and continue to add more music to your Spotify playlist right here on the Add to My Playlist podcast. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for taking time to listen and to be a part of our podcast. Please leave us a message and a note. And if you're listening right here on Spotify, please leave us a review now that Spotify allows us to do so. Appreciate that. Have a great day, guys. Catch you on the next one. Hey guys, just jumping on here quick. This is the Add to My Playlist podcast. My name is Dave. If you go to our website, truemediasolutions.ca/Add to My Playlist, you can now leave us a voicemail and we'll put you on the podcast. Yes, you can be on the podcast. We would love to have you on. Leave us a message when you go there. This is what it sounds like. I recorded one. I'm going to insert it right here so you can hear what it sounds like. Leave us a message. Tell us what your favorite episode was. Who else should we talk about on the podcast? Who should we have as a guest? You tell us. Your voice on our podcast. I love this. Here we go. This is what it sounds like. So I'm over here on truemediasolutions.ca/Add to My Playlist. I'm on the website for the Add to My Playlist podcast. I see a great video looking for guests. I see all kinds of great stuff here about the Add to My Playlist podcast. And then there's this button. It says, leave us a message. We want to hear from you. A podcast that wants to hear from its listeners? OMG. Yes, you can go to truemediasolutions.ca/Add to My Playlist. And you can click the link and record a message, which we will include in our podcast. Do you want to hear your voice in the podcast? Leave us a comment. Leave us a suggestion. Hey, if you have a song that you want to hear featured on the Add to My Playlist podcast, record it right here on the website. We'll use you in the episode, and we'll give you full credit. Go to truemediasolutions.ca/Add to My Playlist, hit the button, record a message, and we'll put you on the podcast. Thanks for listening to the Add to My Playlist podcast. So head over to truemediasolutions.ca/Add to My Playlist. Leave us a voicemail. Very simple. Come on, don't wait. We want to hear from you. Thanks.